Welcome to CBR. Today we're diving into 6 aspects of the Thunderbolts team in Marvel Comics that most moviegoers aren't aware of.
Don't worry. Engaging defensive measures.
Oh my God.
With Thunderbolts on its way to theaters in 2025, the footage we've seen so far highly contrasts with the team's comic book origin. The strangest change is having Val assemble the team for the first time instead of Baron Zemo. By the way, Zemo will apparently be completely left out of the Thunderbolts movie. The character himself has had a rather anti-heroic development in the MCU, which deeply contrasts with his comics background. Instead of the morally complex figure of the MCU, Baron Zemo in the comics is unapologetically a villain who carries on his father's legacy. While it makes sense that the MCU Zemo isn't behind the Thunderbolts teaming up at this point, this is yet another choice that feels strange for comic book fans. Zemo was introduced into the franchise as a Sokovian citizen wronged by superheroes in Captain America: Civil War, and later helped Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes in The Falcon and The Winter Soldier. His motivations and morality are complex yet understandable in the MCU. In contrast, one of Zemo's defining traits in the comics is that he's often at the forefront of villainous team-ups, most notably the Masters of Evil team. The Thunderbolts was originally a version of the Masters of Evil who were led by Zemo to pretend to be superheroes. Zemo's leadership of the original Thunderbolts is an extent of his prominent role as a villain in Marvel Comics at large, which also contrasts with his sideline development in the MCU. Zemo posed as Citizen Vi, the leader of the fake heroes in the Thunderbolts. However, the other members of the team eventually realized they liked being heroes more than villains and turned against Zemo. This intricate deception is central to the team's origin, but it seems unlikely the movie will capture this specific twist.
Alexi, it's me. Open up.
Yelena!
If we're comparing any iteration of the Thunderbolts to the MCU version, we must comment on how key characters like Yelena Belova were never a part of the team in Marvel Comics. Although Florence Pugh's Yelena is a popular MCU character, comic book readers had other expectations for the Thunderbolts. Other than Zemo pretending to be Citizen V, the original Thunderbolts team included the villains the Beetle, Moonstone, Fixer, Goliath, and Screaming Mimi, who had one of the most compelling redemption arcs ever in Marvel Comics and became known as the hero Songbird. Melissa Gold is a character Marvel fans have long awaited to see in the MCU, but may never get the chance. She is best known for her association with the Thunderbolts and her distinctive sonic-based powers. Being able to fly through sound propulsion and create solid forms of sound waves, her skills would shake things up in the MCU if she was ever included. As the new leader of the Thunderbolts after they betrayed Zemo, she truly embodied an heroic mindset. Unfortunately, the team would eventually return to their evil roots for some time, but she stayed firm on the path to redemption. From villain to hero, Songbird has even occasionally been depicted as someone striving to join the Avengers. Fans of the Thunderbolts comic series mostly love Songbird, but her central role will be ultimately replaced by Yelena in the movie.
Thunderbolts! If we're gonna be heroes now, let's start by bringing in Zemo.
Following the eruption of the Civil War event, Norman Osborn, the iconic Spider-Man villain known as the Green Goblin, took control of the Thunderbolts and reshaped them completely. Osborn became the team's director under the guise of a government official tasked with enforcing the Superhuman Registration Act. Osborn turned the Thunderbolts into a brutal task force designed to hunt down unregistered superheroes. This period highlighted Osborn's manipulation tactics, as he used the team to further his personal agenda, laying groundwork for his rise to power during the Dark Reign storyline. His ruthless leadership of the Thunderbolts showcased the government-controlled side of the team that seems to have inspired the MCU version. It looks like Valentina will play a similar role to the one the Green Goblin did in the 2007 Thunderbolts comics.
It's just the hysterically named Masters of Evil. You don't need me on this.
In the 1997 Thunderbolts comics, Hawkeye joined and became the team's leader for a while. His presence marked a significant shift as he believed in giving villains a second chance to reform, like he once had. Another positive leadership came more recently in the 2012 Marvel Now relaunch with Luke Cage, who also emphasized redemption. The second time a Thunderbolts team was built from scratch, it was an idea led by the Red Hulk. This version once again included characters with questionable moral codes. They were Deadpool, Elektra, the Punisher, Flash Thompson as Agent Venom, and the Red Leader. Their missions involved morally gray tasks for the greater good, which aligns perfectly with what the MCU's Thunderbolt Ross could propose now as the new president of the United States and someone with a track record of trying to control superpowered individuals. This is why, although nothing has been confirmed in the footage revealed until now, it seems likely that Ross will not only become the Red Hulk in Captain America, Brave New World, but also be behind Val's actions in Thunderbolts.
Is that Bucky? It's a Winter Soldier.
Bucky Barnes officially joins the Thunderbolts in Villains for Hire, released in 2022, and becomes their leader in the 2023 Thunderbolt series. His role in the team starts during the Devil's Reign event, where Wilson Fisk becomes mayor of New York City and creates his own Thunderbolts task force. Their job is making sure there are no more vigilantes acting freely in New York City. Heroes like Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones become prime targets of this team as they pose direct threats to the mayor's plans. Kingpin's Thunderbolts is the version that most resembles the movie adaptation, apparently, but the Thunderbolts in Devil's Reign are mercenaries and villains loyal to Wilson Fisk's agenda. While the team is initially designed as an enforcement arm of Fisk's oppressive regime, Bucky's involvement helps the team find a new purpose after Kingpin's regime collapses. It's very likely that Bucky's involvement in the MCU movie will follow a similar route, with the Winter Soldier being the one to steer the other members away from Valentina's orders. In the new Thunderbolts series launched after Devil's Reign, Bucky is brought into the fold as their leader to handle high-risk missions. This team functions more like a traditional Black Ops squad, tasked with morally ambiguous missions requiring characters who don't mind acting within this gray area. Bucky's history as the Winter Soldier made him the perfect character to lead the newly reformed villains in the Thunderbolts team, and that's probably the same reason why he was added to the movie's roster. Becoming a team leader was a significant development for Bucky in Marvel Comics, so fans can expect his role in Thunderbolts to also push Sebastian Stan's Bucky to a new place.
Can't call ourselves that.
Thank God.
Thunderbolts. It's a cool name.
What are your expectations for Thunderbolts? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching CBR.